ready for another lesson?
You all caught up?
But he changed the
Caught
game
up.
for sure.
I mean, with like what you're
Michael Jackson and Jordan.
I'm ready. Let me lower. I think
There's a lot
lower
of
this.
successful Michaels.
Yeah, that's
Jordan,
true.
Jackson.
B.
Yo,
Jordan.
you guys remember
Michael B.
Like?
Jordan,
You guys
yeah.
remember Like
Langelo?
Mike? The movie,
Sure.
Like Mike?
Yes. Of course.
Yeah, dude. Sick. Sick
Yeah.
movie.
Were you naming another Michael and Nathaniel?
Yeah, Michelangelo,
Is there anybody good in baseball by the name of Michael?
Mike Trout,
Yeah.
probably the best Mike in the game.
Michael Jordan also
Arguably
played
the best
baseball.
baseball player of all time.
He did.
Mike Trout.
Michael Jordan did play some baseball.
It's almost like
It
It
you're
wasn't
destined
too
to do
bad
good
according
things.
to Last
Michael.
Dance. It wasn't too bad. I believe it.
Michael Myers.
No.
Goat of killing.
Sure.
He is successful.
Another guy who's
Okay.
very good at what he does.
Okay. We're just listing off Michaels now.
Yeah.
I want to be like Mike.
You want a gambling addiction?
No, I just want to be like Lil Bow Wow.
I haven't seen that movie in a super long time.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
if I
talking.
don't know what that movie is, to be honest.
I think you were 3 when that movie came
You've
out.
never seen Like Mike?
Nope.
I guess. Have you seen Space Jam?
Yes.
Okay.
Like Mike was, not even close to as
2002,
popular as,
yeah.
as Space Jam was, but
Oh, I think I have seen this actually. Looking at the movie poster, I'm pretty sure I have seen this.
That's like a movie I saw so many times in like
Dude,
daycare.
I've definitely
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it. Yeah, man, I've definitely seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen this a ton of times along with Daddy Daycare. I remember watching
oh, yeah,
these
there's,
around
another,
this.
there's another one.
What's the other one you said? Little Bow Wow?
No, Lil Bow Wow was in Like Mike.
Oh, I thought that you were talking about like a movie
No.
called Little Bow Wow. And I was like, what the
Well, I think he's just Bow Wow now.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I don't
clearly
think,
I haven't
think-
seen
yeah,
this
he's-
movie.
he's
in a
not
very
Lil,
long
I don't
time.
even know
not
myself.
Lil anymore. I don't know either. I haven't heard from
Big Bow
him
Wow.
forever.
I think the last thing I saw him in was in Tokyo Drift.
Oh yeah,
He
dude, Tokyo
is,
Drift is so
yeah,
sick. I
he
love
is,
Tokyo
yeah.
Drift. My
I need to get around to those.
That's probably my favorite Fast and the Furious movie. That might be a
Underrated.
hot take.
That's a bold
Oh,
statement
I
and
like
a hot
that one.
take, but I
Yeah.
am okay with it because
Yeah.
I love Tokyo Drift. It's
Yeah.
not my
So-
favorite. The first one's always gonna have like
And I love
nostalgia
that,
position, but
For sure.
It's got the best soundtrack.
I was like, and I love the song.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's called, but
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Back Row Banter. I'm your host, Adam Schwartz. It's your favorite casual movie talk podcast, and on today's casual movie talk podcast, we got two rather unique news stories for you for the new year. I'm actually kind of excited to get into both and hear what you guys are thinking about them. Then we'll get your news streaming, kind of a lighter week. We'll get to the what we're watching. And our main review for the episode is Pixar's Soul. With the very catchy credits song that we were just singing, but I already forgot how it
It's
goes.
yeah. I don't actually know who sings it.
It was stuck in my head for a
I've
while.
only ever
and
seen
then
it in like
it's gone.
shows. You've got soul. Everybody know.
Sing it.
Is this all
yeah, I
right?
don't know that one.
Where's the applause button here?
Oh, I think it's. Nope.
Nope.
oh man,
no.
We're getting worse, ladies and gentlemen.
There
There
we
it
go.
is.
That was a fail.
I know that's why I played that.
Joining me today, of course, as usual, it's the Nizza, Nathaniel Gingrich. What's up, buddy?
I'm good, man. How you been?
You know, can't complain. Been good.
I feel like
I'm still on break.
I feel like I've lived 3 weeks since we last recorded. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking about what we're watching, and I watched a movie this week that feels like I watched it 3 weeks ago.
100%. Yeah.
It feels like a lifetime since we last recorded, even though it's only been a week.
It is true. Ty, what do you feel?
Yeah, I feel like it's like I feel like Christmas is like past and like New Year's is past and it feels
The
like
year
last-
officially starts.
Well, yeah, we recorded
This
like
week,
we recorded like what like last year sometime.
Oh,
Thanks,
we go.
guys.
Wow.
who was that? That sultry voice.
Of
by the
course, it was The Work. Tyler Vanellis. El
Hey,
Trabajo.
El Trabajo.
can you speak
Dude.
Spanish, Tyler?
I can understand more than I can speak, and I can only speak like literal
At Tyler's New
literal
Year's Eve,
bullshit.
Tyler's New Year's Eve party, I heard him speak Spanish. I was caught off guard. And then at one
I was
point,
probably hammered.
and you also called someone a bendejo, and I you I got that one.
Yeah,
I
there you go.
I got that one.
The socially distant New Year's Eve party that we all had.
All had masks, of course.
Yeah. My apartment's big enough to have like 13 or 15 people 6 feet apart at all times.
It is.
It's true.
They can't prove us wrong.
They can't. Unless you've been here. Ryan, keep your mouth shut.
He did introduce himself. Too. He's like, I'm Foley.
Yeah, he's like, I'm Foley. And I was like, what's up, man? It was funny.
Shout out Foley.
What's up, Ryan?
Yeah. He's
No, it was
he's
great.
a great guy,
It was
man.
great meeting everybody because it was Foley was there, who I learned from the podcast. And
This
then
is like
Rob was
basically,
there,
like,
who
my
I've gained
family.
with a bunch.
Yeah.
Trevor was there, who I've gained with a ton.
Yeah, it's so cool that like when you get to like make those connections with people and because like I remember like those connections as kids. Like I had a friend that I gamed with and he lived in like Ohio or something like that. And I remember there was a time where I actually met him and I'm like, dude, this is like the coolest thing ever. You've been like my best friend for like a year.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had those. I've had. There was a group I gamed with for a while as a kid that was in. Actually, it was Destiny. When Destiny came out, they were my Destiny crew. They knew each other in Arkansas.
Destiny was dope, man.
Destiny. Oh, when launch Destiny was so good.
I remember you tricked me into buying the like expansion pack for the second one, and
You wanna go back?
for like a
Do you-
week.
do
and
you
I was
wanna go
pissed.
back,
It was
man?
like $40, and I was like, why
It
the
was-
fuck did I buy this?
All right. Yeah. You know.
At least he
but
didn't try to convince you to
here's the
download the
thing.
whole game
That's
like you
true.
did for me.
But Nathaniel
thing.
and I also just spent like $20 each on Call
Yeah.
of Duty to buy like the new battle pass, and we have literally not played at all.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, there's another fucking waste of
That's
money.
what that's what my friends did with me with Modern Warfare, or is that what's the newest one?
Yeah,
the
that was
one from
last year.
2019 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
they're like,
last
dude,
year.
you got to get this game, and I ended up buying it.
Well, I guess
and
2 years ago.
I
now.
played it, and
Yeah.
I got to like level 8, and I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, I remember playing like 1 or 2 games with you, and you're like, dude, I can't. It's just like,
I
Yeah, I
literally,
think-
like,
I
I
think I did
literally
play
want
with
to
you.
play so bad because like I know we don't talk a lot about it like when I'm talking about like what I'm watching, but I am literally on YouTube so fucking much. And
I gotta send you
watch
those, live
so many.
streams,
Yeah,
bro.
you do. I watch so much streaming for Call of Duty, and it's just like one of those things that takes up so much of my consuming time for media, and I like never talk about it. But like I've been fiending to play so bad. I fucking want to play Call of
yeah.
Duty.
Back to Destiny really quick. I bought that right before winter break, played it all through winter break, and you got it at the end of winter break, and I went back to school and had no time again. So,
True.
Before we move on to Ty, could you back up just a little bit from the mic? I think your beard's actually getting picked up, scratching against the microphone.
as featured on the Back Row Banter cover art,
Yes, that's
my
true.
beard non-existent. You know whose beard is existent, at
He's
least
got some
sometimes,
glasses.
is Mr. Water Cooler's BlakeHolder.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
AKA Big Cat Blake.
I
you
can't
have to do
tell
the
you
same
what
thing
animal
for
that is growling though. I
think it's a lion.
Kind of sounds like a lion.
Yeah.
That's what it said was a lion. So
So
We'll go with it.
actually, so now we're just going on a tangent now. So speaking of
Go for
facts,
it.
I haven't had a fact for those in a long
cares?
time.
that's true. We haven't
But-
had a big Cat Blake fact.
What is it? The Lions Gate, I guess theme or whatever it is. You know,
Yeah.
when the tiger, or excuse me, when the
Yeah.
lion's roaring.
Yeah.
That they actually input the sound of a tiger roaring in that.
I don't think that's Lionsgate. That's is that
Or what's
MGM.
MG?
Yeah, correct,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, the older.
I know
one.
which one you're talking about. Though.
Yeah. But I actually read that probably not too long ago, maybe a few weeks ago. And I think that's because they said like tigers are bigger animals, so I think their roar is just a little deeper. So they replaced that.
Last year, right before COVID-19 hit, I went with my aunt to the San Diego Zoo, and we were walking by the tiger cage, and it roared, and like I wasn't facing it, so it just like it came out of nowhere to me, and like there it hit this like primal like level in my brain that I
Like
was just
fight or
like
flight?
yeah, just
Yeah.
like it was like go danger like, get out. Like I don't know if I've ever moved as fast as this either. I like spun around and then I saw it like 30 feet in the bush behind a fence and felt safer again. But yeah, that's a real thing that
and you
happens.
said that was a tiger, right?
Yeah, it's a tiger. If you've never heard one in person, it's weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
I
I know they changed that MGM one.
But if I was caught off guard by it like you were,
Yeah.
oh, I can't imagine.
Dude, so that feeling, I used to get that from a reoccurring dream about a wolf all the time.
your tattoo.
So I would wake up because of that feeling on like the back of my neck and like a cold, like dead sweat. Just
You
be
guys
like,
ever had
out of my
a-
mind.
And now you have a wolf tattoo. And
I do.
yeah.
Didn't you say the dream stopped?
Yeah, I haven't
then?
had the dream since. It's been wild.
I remember you telling that story to a customer, right? Or
Yeah.
somebody at Best Buy.
I have had sleep paralysis. It is a terrifying
I
sensation.
So everybody
have.
says.
I think I had it as a kid. I really do think I do. I remember nights like that. Haven't had it in a long time.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling. It's definitely like one of those ones. I've had it like 2 or 3 times, but it's a very strange like. The only reason I was able to get through is because I knew what it was like immediately. Like I woke up, I couldn't move. There was like something at the end of my bed staring at me, and like I was like, oh okay. Sleep
This
paralysis.
is sleep paralysis.
Yeah. But then like you're just sitting there, you're stuck, and then you kind of wake up again, and then that's when you can kind of move again.
Oh
But
man,
yeah.
that sounds scary.
If I didn't
Dude,
know
it's
about
nuts.
it, I would have been like
what
Yeah.
did you see like at the end of your bed?
old lady, like literally like the Woman in Black from like the Woman in Black or like Insidious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds.
Blake's
I'm a huge
fucking
horror
out.
guy too. But that just that would drive me insane, man.
But anyways,
Yeah, let's get into it here.
Anywho,
Wonder Woman 1984 shows promise for HBO Max. Audience survey finds. So some company called what are they called? Screen Engine. I think I've heard of them before. Have you heard of them, Nathaniel?
Not off the top of my head. You may be thinking of Screen Gems, which is a company that has kind of a similar sounding name.
I don't think so, but anyway, they did some kind of survey with people who watched WW84, which includes us, by the way. Go check out our review.
yeah, check out the review, not the movie. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do what you
So
want.
of 23%, 23% of those viewing Wonder Woman 84 signed up for the streaming service to do so, to watch it.
Okay.
23%, which is I feel like higher than
That's
I expected.
crazy.
And 14% said they will continue to subscribe, while 9% are likely to cancel soon.
Wow. Okay.
14% of that's
yeah,
gotta be,
that's
and
pretty
because the
significant.
story also
Dude, that's
mentioned
big
how
money.
Yeah,
Wonder
that's
Woman
what you're saying.
84 had the highest straight to on demand, straight to video on demand of any movie in 2020,
Sure.
including Soul, but just barely on Soul. And then they also did a survey on Soul and said 30% signed up for Disney Plus to watch it, and then 9% said they continue to subscribe before are likely to cancel soon.
So you said 13%?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, yeah, I mean that's pretty good numbers for both of them, from what I would say.
Dude, that's
I mean,
incredible.
obviously you can't replicate that every time. I'd think there's some sort of law of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I mean, Wonder Woman itself is a massive franchise with a ton of fans behind it already, and then that's going to cross over with when Batman v Superman,
Yeah.
the Snyder Cut comes out, or Justice League Snyder Cut. Like
Well,
there is something.
Their entire slate this year is straight to video on.
Yeah,
straight to HBO
yeah,
Max for at
that's
least
just-
for 31 days.
That's wild. Yeah, but I mean,
But
good for them.
the
I like
crazy
it.
thing too, and I was thinking about it today when I was looking at the story, is it's great success on the streaming service, but it's also they have the highest box office of last year.
True.
Which, I mean, it came out at the end of the year, and I'm sure there was probably more theaters open than, say, when Tenet released in September or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's again, one
And
of
it
those
had a
things,
decent
too.
second weekend, too. I think around 5 million, as I saw while scrolling through headlines. Yeah, so I guess that's a good sign. I mean, if they're doing good numbers on HBO Max and theaters are still getting, good viewership, I mean, that's maybe it could be a one-off with 1984 because it is Wonder Woman and it was Christmas Day release.
Yeah, I wouldn't say one-off, but just like it would be
Yeah,
a law of diminishing
of
returns
course,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool. I'm glad it proved the system viable. I think Disney probably figured that out after the Mulan kind of fiasco.
Yeah.
I think they'll still be selective with what they put on the streaming service, but I think this definitely paves the way for something like a Black Widow or something like that from them.
Which
to
they
come
still
out.
haven't released, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That was supposed to release in 2020, right?
In like
April.
February.
Yeah.
April of
Was it
2020.
April?
Yeah.
I thought it was earlier, but yeah. No, you're right.
So I don't know. Cool.
Yeah, just an interesting story as we follow up on Wonder Woman and how that was doing. And then our next news story. Demon Slayer overtakes Spirited Away to become Japan's biggest box office hit ever. So this was one I was kind of surprised to come about and also interested because I had just watched Spirited Away and had known how popular it was in Japan and how it was the highest grossing movie in there. And then to see this headline right after I see it, I kind of felt cheated. I was like, how dare you? I was like, fuck, man. I just watched this. But now I'm very interested in this Demon Slayer if it's over to come something like that.
Yeah, it's so Demon Slayer is fucking nuts.
Yes.
And it's very good. And
have both of you guys seen that, Nathaniel and Tyler?
Yeah.
Have you seen
Not
that, Adam?
together though.
I have not.
Okay, me neither.
That's what I was hitting them up for in the
didn't
chat.
watch that together.
What's the gist of that, Ty?
So essentially, this kid becomes a demon slayer, but it's because his entire family is like slaughtered by demons, and then his sister becomes a demon. So now he's kind of going around.
Yeah, he's trying to turn her back into a human and also hunt demons. It's set in like feudal Japan, so it's all like samurai blades and stuff.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the thing to note about it is just the animation. It is incredible. I don't know what their budget is for that show, but it's astronomical compared to some other stuff, particularly compared to something that Aish and I will probably talk about later.
They do a really good job.
I hope you talk about it.
Like one of the things that I think a lot of any animated show has a hard time doing is depicting fire. And he's got like this sword that is basically like out of fire, and like it looks so good. Even
things like My Hero, they kind of struggle with
like which is
well.
that's a fairly new anime, and with Endeavor, I'm sure it's more of a style choice too. Because we've also talked about how the fire does also particularly not look very well in the manga.
Yeah, well, it's just different. It's a completely different texture. It's way more heat and that kind of thing. But you're right. The fire, water, anything that's moving like that is typically something you see in anime.
But then
where it's
we just watched Frozen 2, and the water looks fucking incredible.
I will co-sign that. Yeah, it does.
100%. And I mean, we'll definitely talk about a lot of advances in animation later today.
Yeah, because Soul's animated.
Overall, Demon Slayer, I'm surprised that it overtook Spirited Away just because of it only having the one season and this being a movie. Yeah.
And Spirited Away is like the biggest thing ever over there.
Yeah.
It's incredible. This blew my mind.
Yeah. But
there was some speculation that it was because, I mean, they have low levels of COVID, so theaters are pretty open.
Sure.
And also little foreign competition. No huge blockbusters coming out or anything like that. So people were bored, want to go out.
And it is like a full-on phenomenon right now, too.
It's like a culture phenomenon over there. It's going all over sushi shops and stuff, and
it's funny.
They listed some other products in the story.
Our good friend of the podcast, Joe Sortino, his wife Yuka's from Japan, and I actually asked her about Demon Slayer not too long ago when I was reading, and she's like, she got really excited, and she's like, oh, it's huge, it's the biggest thing right now. That's what everyone's talking about. So maybe we just didn't kind of hear about it as much over here, but cool to see. I'd be interested to see like what that looks like on a big budget movie effect level. To kind of check it out, but
yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be great. I think this is gonna be my anime after I finish Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I'd recommend that. Yeah, it's a very similar vein in a lot of it as well too.
How new is that Demon Slayer? Like, what's the release date on that thing? Anybody know?
How soon is what?
There's only one season of the anime, and I think it may be a year or so old.
Okay,
I think the dub just came out like not too long ago.
Literally 2019.
Yeah. So I know the manga's already into like the manga, however you want to say it. Don't email me.
I have a quick paragraph from the story regarding its popularity. Whatever the case, the film has become much more than a mere event film within Japan. According to Bloomberg, companies ranging from sushi restaurant franchises to canned coffee and toy making have seen their sales and share prices surge this year after inking Demon Slayer licensing deals. Beverage maker Daido Group Holdings Incorporated experienced a sales spike of almost 50% year-on-year in October after it sold more than 50 million cans featuring Demon Slayer characters on the labeling. Shares of toy maker SK Japan Co. nearly doubled in Tokyo in the fall following a licensing arrangement involving Demon Slayer characters.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So
fully fledged phenomenon.
Yeah, I had Foley and a couple other buddies, and Nathaniel and my cousin who does like anime art. I just turned them all on to a guy that I saw who does tattoos of anime, and he's doing so much Demon Slayer stuff, but this guy is fucking incredible.
He's a copy machine.
The way that he impacts color from ink onto somebody's body, no matter what shade of skin you have, is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I'm a really big tattoo guy, by the way, for all you guys that don't know.
Tattoo art is very cool.
I love it.
Sure.
And my cousin is a tattoo artist, and he Well, he's actually not who I found out from this, but I tagged them in each other's post. Also, I reacted to one of this guy's stories, and he actually messaged me back, and I was like total fanboy.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
That's cool. That's awesome.
Would you get an anime tattoo from him, or I mean, where's the guy located?
I think
Is he a Chicago guy?
No, I think he's in Florida.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got turned on to him because Tim the Tab Man got a tattoo by him because Tim's a huge anime guy, and he's actually gotten 2 from him now. But yeah, it's literally insane. It'd be really hard because I don't have anywhere on my body that I pre-planned out for anime.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it'd be really hard for me to get something. But if it was by him, I feel like I would just have to. Like if somebody was like, it's already planned, like you're going, like you don't even have to pay for it. I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm fucking it. I'm like all the way in. I'll get like the biggest piece I could imagine. I'll get like a fucking like thigh piece. Yeah. That's just massive.
For sure.
An Evangelion along the like.
I will have something from that show tattooed on me. We could talk about it another time though.
Oh, dope.
I figured you would. Well, let's move on to the news streaming here. Not a ton, but we got some interesting stuff here. To Netflix, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Which one, Swedish or American?
That's a great
2011
question.
or
2011.
That's American.
Yeah, I assumed it was the American. Let me double check on that.
Fincher.
You didn't even know that.
Go fuck yourself.
You did.
Yeah, 2011.
No, it's one of those ones that I just know exactly where I was when I saw it.
Gotcha. The History of Swear Words Season 1. Now listen to the description of this. Nicolas Cage hosts this docu-series looking into the history of some of the bad words you're not supposed to say. I had to include it.
I mean,
I
guess
had to
it's
include
one of
it.
those things.
Yeah.
Is that coming? Where is that coming out? Though?
Netflix.
Alrighty.
Did
Fair
anybody
enough.
ask for this, or is
Dude,
of course
who
not.
knows? For all I know, this could be a passion project from Nick Cage.
Definitely not.
Nothing to Amazon Prime or Hulu. At least nothing worth checking out according to my viewing here. But HBO Max is getting Patriots Day.
okay?
The Mark Ruffalo joint from
Wahlberg.
Oh my God, yeah, Wahlberg. Man, I'm bad at that.
That's like Captain Boston, dude. I don't know if you can get away with that. I'm messing with you. It's fine. It happens.
It does happen. Yeah, I think that was 2016. 2017.
I can't remember.
One
Not
of
off the
those
top of my head.
Pretty recent. Scream,
Ooh.
which I might check out.
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive.
I almost don't think that Adam will like Scream.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I
Based
think,
on what I know
I think
about
he's
Scream.
he's too far past it. Like it died with your generation in that.
There's another one
Yeah.
coming out. They're green lighting it.
Have you've seen the scary movies, right?
Mm-mm.
Like the comedy ones. I'm talking. No. Okay. Well, then you might enjoy it because I feel like a lot of people.
I just don't think you'll find it scary.
Yeah.
I love it because it's a great story, and I saw it when I was a kid. But like, I think the scares in it have just been aped so many times at this point that they're almost like part of the cultural language.
But
yeah,
if
but
he
that's coming
hasn't
from
seen,
you, and he hasn't seen a whole lot of horror.
right, and he hasn't seen Scary Movie either.
Right.
And the
Yeah,
first
that's a
Scary
good
Movie,
point.
like complete. Once you watch
Yeah,
that,
it lampoons.
If you ever
you're
watch
skewed
Scary
forever.
Movie before you
Yeah.
watch Scream, you're fucked.
Yeah, for sure.
I genuinely I say this because I genuinely hope that it becomes like what it is for me and Blake, but I'm cautious on this one.
I will go into it with an open mind, but I do see where you're coming from as far as based on what I know from Scream. I'm not like excited to watch it.
Yeah. Well, it is from 95,
Something like that,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. Yeah.
Isn't
It's
it?
definitely dated.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
Maybe 97.
And HBO Max is also getting The King of Staten Island.
96.
96.
Podcast favorite.
A
96
podcast
you said
favorite.
for
Go
sure.
check that out and check out episode 1 of Back Row Banter.
In stereo.
Yeah, man, that was the audio from the first few episodes is hard to listen to sometimes.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
We're
Well,
trying to
you
figure it
know,
out, man.
you grow.
We got it.
Hey.
Yeah. We got to figure it out.
We got it now.
It's not as bad as episode 0, let me tell you.
Hey, episode 0 will always have a special place in my heart.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about this.
Tyler,
What do we do? Defy Bloods, right?
Defy
Yeah.
Bloods, yeah. Tyler, you don't even have like on Audition when we record either when we recorded that day and on over Discord, I have like my audio, your audio.
Oh yeah.
Nathaniel's
Oh,
place.
yeah, that's right.
Because you couldn't get me your file.
Yeah.
You tried recording a
Yeah.
video on Streamlabs, and I couldn't get the audio off of it.
It was so weird.
So you got picked up so much into other people's mics
Yeah.
Yeah,
we-
they
that
would let it
you
work.
could still hear
We
it.
pieced it
It's
together.
so weird.
Content great, quality.
Not so much. But hey,
We're
look,
here.
Look at where we are now.
We're here, and we have sound
Yeah.
effects.
We do.
That wasn't the clap.
What's that?
All right.
What's that Paul Rudd?
I
meme?
was so close.
Where he's like, who thought we'd be here? Or what? Do you see what I'm talking about?
the hot ones thing with
Yeah.
Paul Rudd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd have?
Oh, yeah,
Who'd have
yeah.
guessed? Guys like
Yeah,
us.
Not me.
Not
Not
me.
I.
That's a great video.
The
Yeah,
Hot
it
Ones is a
is.
great show.
Yeah.
Mm. So what we're watching?
Disney Plus
Okay.
still has some things coming out. Marvel Studio Legends.
Mm.
Let me bring up the description of what this was because it sounded kind of interesting.
They put the WandaVision trailer up on
That comes out soon.
Next week.
yeah, they put that up
Is
on
it really?
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I guess that'll be the next show I watch probably.
That's probably my least.
Yeah, I feel like we'd have to watch that.
I think that's
together.
gonna be week by week though.
Yeah,
I think it's Mando
which is
style.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
which I'm
kinda
totally
into
down
that.
for.
I am too.
Yeah, I just think it creates so much more suspense, and you get so much time to talk about it with your buddies, and
Yeah, it still brings back the bro. Did you see the episode
Yeah,
last night?
yeah.
And I kind of missed that. You know.
yeah, because
I'll-
I got so
I'll
much
lie.
of that for
Game of Thrones.
for Mando.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like everybody was talking about it, and I was just so
They did
hyped.
weekly releases, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The description for this Marvel Studios Legends thing is Marvel Studio Legends is a new series that will showcase individual characters, viewers have come to know and love over the years and revisit some of their most iconic moments. Marvel Studios Legends kicks off by highlighting Wanda Maximoff and Vision, the two stars of WandaVision, and their interconnected path across the MCU that led them both here.
Oh, so it's almost like recaps.
Kind of. It's just probably it's giving people context for who these
Yeah.
characters are because they probably
Character-
won't know
Character study and
as
stuff.
much. Yeah, which is I think kind of interesting.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I might check them out. We'll see how good they are. Also coming to Disney Plus is Star Wars Forces of Destiny. I can read the description for this one here too because that one I'm sure not everybody knows. A galaxy far, far away brings loyal viewers Star Wars Forces of Destiny off of Disney's YouTube channel. The main focus will be on some of Star Wars' most inspiring and beloved characters. Join Princess Leia, Rey, Ahsoka Tano, Jyn Erso, and other strong female characters. The series explores different eras and will showcase how each character's decisions affect her destiny. These are an all-new series of animated shorts and explores characters' adventures. Choices, both big and small, will shape the destinies of these beloved characters.
I don't feel like I may watch either of these shows. I'm going to be honest with you.
Probably not that second one, but
And it's not because
Marvel
I don't
one,
agree
maybe.
with the content or with the idea behind it, but there is so much
other stuff to watch, man.
other stuff to watch
Yeah.
in the world now.
Even on Disney
Absolutely.
Plus, that's not.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I can go through like all my entire childhood.
I
on
could
Disney
rewatch
Plus.
the MCU, man. That would take me like so long.
Years.
It really could. More likely weeks, though.
yeah. Let's be honest.
No,
With
years.
how much I watch.
I'm going with years.
And you will stick
And
to
I'm
it.
sticking to it.
I will die on that hill.
Yeah, well, let's get into what we're watching here. I have another thing on Disney Plus, but like we said,
It's been a while.
yeah, it's fine. You're probably not going to check that out either. So, what we're watching, Nathaniel and Ty, why don't you guys kick it off here?
Ty, you want to go first? I'm still
Um,
calibrating what I watch.
Yeah. So Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. From what I know, everybody here had a really good time. I hope you had a good time. I know some of the listeners were here, so thank you for coming. We love you.
I'm Ryan Foley.
I actually got to a little bit. So Friends has been continuing.
We're deep into Friends now.
Season 6.
Really quick, I love you, Ryan. I'm just kidding. I don't.
And
I just met him. I don't want to hate me already.
he won't. He's fine.
Yeah.
He can handle
He's
it.
the kindest man on the planet. He'll be fine.
And then
Friends.
Yeah, so we were doing Friends for a little bit. Season 6.
How many seasons are there? 11.
10, I think.
So last night, I think it was last night, me and Leah walk into the bedroom and she's like, "Babe, we have a talk." And I was like, "What's up?" And she's like, "I think we need to go on a break for Friends." She's like, we've been like drilling through it.
Shotgunning, yeah.
She's like, we're gonna run out too quick, and then you're gonna be sad. And then she's like, I think we just need to take like a 1 or day little break from friends. And I was like, babe.
It is nice when you're in on a show like that, though.
Yeah. So
I can't do that. I can't slow down.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit of a saving grace because she's right. I'm gonna burn
she's
through
right.
the next 4 seasons.
She's right.
My problem is I'll get to that point and I'll take a 2-day break, and then that 2-day break lasts forever. And then I just haven't finished shows.
I feel like that's only if you're really not into it.
But the other thing
I'm into a lot of it.
Yeah.
And like I move on to other things. I have a short attention span now.
Yeah, like if I take a
SpongeBob
break
ruined
from
me.
something else and then I watch something else, I want to keep watching that thing. That's what happened with Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get to that, but yeah, I was watching Attack on Titan, having a grand old time, and then it's like, oh, I've got 2 animes to watch now. I can't watch them at the same time.
True.
So now
You
I've got
can
to
if you
choose.
train yourself to just look in two
Dude,
directions.
I can't even be on my phone during
Simultaneously.
Evangelion. That's how much information is just going by so fast.
It is a thick plot.
I was watching last night and I just had to keep rewinding because every time I was like responding to a text or something, I would just miss
like what I miss.
completely.
I kind of love it though. I
Oh,
love that
I'm
forces you to do that.
I'm in. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not mad about it, but it's just like, it's annoying at the same time. I just sometimes
great.
just want to chill.
Yeah.
Continue.
Carolia works for a doctor who
Oh my
was
God, I
just
completely forgot
recently
about this.
on My 600 Pound Life. So I got a 2-day free trial of YouTube TV.
Did you cancel that by the way?
Oh fuck yeah! It's $70 a month.
I saw
Jesus,
that.
for the basic
yeah,
plan?
for your most basic plan.
So much for cutting the cord, man.
I was like,
Bro.
all right, you might as well keep fucking cable.
Yeah.
Well, did you see that they in the COVID relief bill they had a rider on there that turns illegal streaming into a felony.
Yeah.
So all of the MMA guys are going crazy right now because that's like half the viewership of MMA is all cracked streams, and now they can throw the book at you. So be careful out there, folks, or pony up. But anyways, how do we get onto this? Oh yeah, YouTube TV. Yeah, I saw the app on the TV still, and I was like, oh god, I'm scared.
No, I canceled it.
Tyler
I canceled it. They make it really easy to cancel though, so props to you there,
yeah,
YouTube.
that's good.
Yeah, it's always
Well,
a pain in
there
the
you go.
ass when you can't fucking cancel something.
Yeah, they try and hide that button.
Yeah.
I've
You know
never-
who
like,
does?
why?
You know who has
I've never
really
looked
easy
harder.
cancellations is iTunes, man. I mean, it's hard to find it, but it's just like, cancel this shit, and it's like, all right,
I literally
you're out.
went. I had to backtrack once to like a menu, and then I was like, nah, maybe I should try this way. I went this way, and I found it, and I was
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah,
literally
that's
easy of a
satisfying.
button. Yeah.
as it should be.
Hooray!
Yeah,
As it should be.
So yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I have watched My 600 Pound Life for a while, and I think that shit is just so interesting to me on how people get that fucking big. It blows my mind. This lady reached like 940 pounds.
It was fascinating,
bro.
Wow.
It's insane.
How long did that take? Like, what's the time period of that?
She was big early. She
Yeah,
was
I
like
could believe
200
it.
by like
Well, and then she
10.
said she was 6'2" as well.
yeah.
So she
yeah.
was just she's just a big lady
She's a
to begin
big
with.
fucking lady.
But terrifying,
900 pounds.
bro. It was. I've never
940
seen anything like
pounds.
it.
Blew my mind.
Oh yeah, I could not.
She ate McDonald's in the first scene, and I was like, I no longer think I want to eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I've been there.
that just like hurts my heart just hearing it.
supersize
Bro.
me.
Yeah, but like she was
impressive.
a McDonald's.
Well, did she end up cutting any weight?
Yeah, so she had like surgery and everything. So typically the one doctor that's in charge of like My 600 Pound Life, it's like basically his show. He doesn't typically operate on people that are over a certain amount of weight limit. And then Leah's
Do you
doctor,
know why that is?
just more
Health.
risk involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I assumed that is.
The anesthesiologist is just wild.
So then essentially it was like an emergency. He had to.
She was dying.
Yeah. So
I believe it.
yeah, right. So he goes back and forth between Colorado and here. So he was in Colorado and he'd ended up operating on her, and that's how he was on the show.
How much weight did she cut off?
I think she was down to like 540 or something like that by the time the show ended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
it's wild.
400 pounds or something like
but then-
that. Yeah, it's crazy.
But then there was the commercial for the show that came on after it, and I had one of the most visceral reactions I've ever had in my life.
What was the commercial?
It was the show that came out. I think it was like 1,000 Pound Sisters or something like that. And there's one of them that is just immense. And they
I
both
did forget about this.
like this show.
TLC, man, makes some wild
They
television.
really do.
I mean,
can you? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. When I don't know what you turned down, but I can't hear shit.
Blake, how are you now?
Hello.
You're good.
All right,
Okay.
that's so much better for me.
Sorry,
Don't touch my knob.
I got your guys' headphone knobs.
That's
Repeat
crazy.
that
I
real
gave you
quick?
the thumbs up.
Yeah, I
It's
was like, wait, is that a master volume?
Blake just totally had a placebo, man. Yeah, I was about to say, dude.
what did they say in what's he saying? It when his mom asked, he's like, "They're fucking gazebos, mom."
What a great scene.
All right,
Anyways,
sorry, I
back
didn't mean
to
to.
1,000-pound sisters.
Yeah.
So I get up after 600-pound life, which was really 900-pound life, terrified for my own existence. But then I
You look
walk,
great, Nathaniel.
I walk in front of the TV, and the show that comes on next, the 1,000-pound sisters on, and one sister is like 300 pounds, the other one is like 700 pounds. So you would think they're 500 and 500, but in actuality, it is split a little different.
Yeah.
They both have like an IQ of about 13, and there's
Combined, actually.
there's 3 teeth in the whole town, none of which are in the same head, and like,
Dude,
they-
it's
Man, I'm guessing they
wild.
live somewhere in the South.
yeah, it has
Is
to
that
be.
Arkansas.
Has to be. But like I didn't even see it. I was just walking past the TV and they just spoke and I just went, I can't do this. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, when I say TLC makes some interesting TV, that does not necessarily mean they make good television.
It was insane.
All right, if we're on the topic of TLC, I'll tell my little recent TLC story. My mom introduced me to this show called I Married a Mama's Boy.
Whoa.
And it follows these different couples where it's how the mom and son, who are attached to the hip basically, are trying to work in the girlfriend or fiance or wife. And it is
Into their relationship.
yeah,
or
because the
whatever,
mom it goes
just
both
always
ways.
controlling.
Yeah, the mom always feels like the girlfriend's like stealing the person, stealing their son, and sometimes the son like is just like 50-50, and he's just like, I'm gonna treat you guys equally, and that's just like, oh man,
That's
this is
scary.
yeah. There's like 5 different couples that they continuously follow. It is fascinating. It is one of the better shows I've seen on TLC.
There are a lot of famous people like Tarantino and Werner Herzog will like only watch reality television nowadays just because that's like where they see humanity is like still continuing to tell stories.
yeah.
It is one of those things. There is something about it that is just mind-numbing, but also
Yeah.
fascinating.
oh,
So
yeah.
weird.
Anywho,
Yeah.
what else did we
Let's
watch?
move on from TLC.
So we had a hangover day, New Year's Day.
And by that we mean we were hungover.
And I want to clarify, Nathaniel and Tyler were. I was fine.
I was actually
hungover as
I was actually pretty okay for the
'Cause
most part. I could eat, I could drink. My
Adam-
body just felt like shit.
Adam is a good child and does not consume
Of course.
substances.
Yeah.
Leah on the other hand was sleeping all day. She had a
Oh,
rest.
Yeah, so I came over
Yeah.
New Year's
I didn't
Day
have one of those.
because
Yeah.
me and Nathaniel, we had planned to sort of planned, but not really planned to watch Lord of the Rings New Year's Day.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it got all mixed up. But I was like, hey, Nathaniel, I'm not doing anything. You want to just watch movies and stuff anyway? And he was like, sure. And then New Year's Eve, we were talking, and I don't remember how Evangelion came up, but I was like, dude, you just want to watch that tomorrow? And you were like, your eyes lit up, and I was like, all right, all right.
And I said yes.
So I came over. I was here for 8 hours.
Yeah, that was not the only 8 hours of TV I watched that day either, too.
No, because shout out Rob. Rob was also very hungover,
Yeah.
and Rob didn't leave our place till like what 3?
You said he
He got
left like 15 minutes before I got
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he got through like 12 episodes of Harley Quinn.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then that wasn't even the
Oh, so you really just
Yeah, so and I
Oh
woke
my
up that
God, I did not know that.
I woke up that morning and I watched 4 episodes of Baki, which I had never seen before
so,
either.
you were there for about 16 hours.
I was just on my back
powering
consuming television for a while.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
I didn't see Leah at all when I was
yeah,
there.
she was done.
That's so funny.
And I don't blame her because everybody just consumed so much.
I witnessed this, yeah.
But I was still up and I was like getting her water and everything, and I wanted to make sure she was okay. So I was still up and I was like, if I'm gonna lay in bed, I'm gonna like probably watch some movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up watching The Phantom Menace.
Great choice.
Okay.
That's Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Because I'm like a huge Maul fan, and you can't change my mind.
No, Maul's great. The
Yeah.
movie sucks.
And he means strip malls, Blake.
Wolverine.
The one that just came to or Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yep. What is it?
Is that the Wolverine?
That's the 2013 one.
Yeah.
Where he goes to
where he goes
Japan.
to Tokyo. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting choices so far.
And then Two Towers.
Yeah, you said you're
Oh
watching.
wow.
Wolverine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had quite a day with that as well.
Yeah, it was
too.
awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a solid lineup. I would say.
Yeah, I was hyped.
That's a 6th grade Nathaniel day.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's like I said, dude. It was like snowing out.
Yeah.
It was like cold. I had the window cracked a little bit in my room, so I had like a nice little cold thing
Should have
coming
joined
in.
us for Neon Genesis.
Nah, I was happy. I was chilling.
I know. So were we though. So were we. The Chili's smacked.
But yeah, that was kind of that was pretty much all I had.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I watched. I watched something else too. Oh, it was the 600-pound life. That's what scarred me mentally for a little while. Yeah, so quick rundown on that. Like I said, I watched some of Baki, which is an anime show about a guy that loves fighting.
Did I tell you to watch that at all? Did we ever talk
you've
about
told
that?
me in the
Yeah,
past.
so
and
good.
Like I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it advertised a couple times. It's wild. It's
Yeah.
weird. But yeah, and then I rolled out. Me and Rob watched a bunch of Harley Quinn. I've talked about that on the podcast before. If you want to listen about that, go listen to those episodes.
Go back.
Yep. And then, yeah, Neon Genesis Evangelion is back in my life again. So,
Surprise!
Started
That
his
happened.
rewatch of the year on day 1.
yeah, I did. That's a great point.
And he's
actually.
almost done.
Oh, I am done. I'm done with everything.
already
Except,
finished?
I'm done with everything except the movie.
Not even I finished.
Which is where we stopped last time.
Right.
So I got about 12 episodes in as I found out. And then
Yes.
fell asleep for about 3.
Yeah, you did.
Low.
Hey man, I was tired.
So
I don't blame you.
for
Yeah.
those of you who may not have listened early on when I was talking about it, or who are just coming to it now, Neon Genesis Evangelion is one of those seminal animes that seminal? Yeah, that's the right word. Animes that came out late 90s, kind of similar to Cowboy Bebop in terms of time frame,
Right.
but is a show that I came across about 2 years ago, having had no really interaction with anime or just culturally about anything about it at all. I have seen the show 4 times now, I think, and I can finally say that I actually understand it now. The first time I watched it, it was just like I watched it in subs, and it was just this like visceral reaction that I had to it. I powered through it. Didn't quite understand the plot, didn't understand the emotional beats, but just was like kind of blown away by it. Then I watched it again once it came onto Netflix, and that was the first time that I watched it in dub. That's where I pretty much finally figured out the plot. And then the third time I watched it was when I watched it with Tyler, and that's when I was more or less just kind of focusing on the visual side of things, which tell its own story. And then now with this final rewatching that I did with Adam, or most recent, I should say, I feel like I finally understand all of the emotional bits of the story. So I feel 100% qualified to talk about it now.
Like I said, man, you can't look away for 2 seconds without missing
It
something.
is one of the most narratively dense
packed.
shows I've ever come across.
It just keeps going. And it's
Yeah,
just-
you don't get any breaks either.
You don't. Yeah, there's no breaks. I mean,
So yeah, the show is only 1 season long, and it's kind of famous in the world, I would say, in that it was really, really hard to get in America or just anywhere other than Japan. It streamed, I think, on like Toonami, or not streamed, but it was broadcast on Toonami when I think Tyler and I were younger for like 1 or 2 like years, but then it kind of got taken down, I think. And recently kind of came onto Netflix. But the show is basically pretty simple in premise. There's a bunch of kids. They're piloting giant robots against evil alien invaders known as angels. But that's so
not surface
all.
level.
So yeah, I've talked about it nonstop. It is in my top shows of all time now.
You said to me before we started, you're like, you're about to watch one of the best shows ever. And I was like, all right.
Yeah. For me, in terms of artistically and what it means and what it says, I think it's unique in a lot of ways, and definitely worth a watch if it is. But it is a brutal, tough watch as well. It is emotionally harrowing. Is how I would describe it. But
it's tough watching that many episodes consecutively.
Yeah, that's true.
I was
too.
just like, oh my god, my brain, man. Like,
So so this is your first time going into it. How did you feel? Walk me through your experience, because we haven't really downloaded since you talked.
Yeah. Again, I think we both unspokenly have acknowledged we both process things at different rates, and like we're gonna need some time to figure stuff out. So when we watch stuff together, I think we unconsciously just don't talk about it, and we also want to save it for the pod too.
That's 100% true.
So yeah, I didn't know a ton going into it besides what you told me, but I knew the basic premise was Max, basically. And that's all I really had expectations for. And then the story starts in a really odd spot, and I like how that story is told, and it's not unique, because there are other things that have done similar things, but the amount of backtracking that they have to do now, because you're just so confused for so long, because there's so much information that they don't tell you really up front, and I still don't even feel like I've gotten all the information.
What episode are you on?
21 is what I have to watch, so I've seen 20 up to 20.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you are very close to where things will start to make more sense.
Yes.
In general.
Well, I feel that building.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that building. So I really like this concept. It's really cool, and it has some very introspective. It brings up some very introspective questions and stuff, and some very almost philosophical.
Definitely.
Yeah, philosophical, like
musings.
Yeah, or themes and stuff, and questions to ask yourself, and I didn't expect that right at first.
Yeah,
and you don't.
Yeah, it starts in one place and ends in a very different
the first
place.
10 episodes or so are just Monster of the Week.
Kind of standard.
Yeah. Yep. And I enjoyed them a lot.
Yeah.
They're great, and they build up the characters so well. And then around, I think 12 is when it starts to escalate. And it's no longer necessarily Monster of the Week, because of the angels or aliens that are still involved, but not as much and not as frequently. So I'm on board. I'm gonna finish this, and I'm down to watch a movie with you guys, because awesome.
So the show ends, and then there is an actual film that's also on Netflix too, called End of Evangelion, which is more or less the events of the last 2 episodes, but stretched out and set so that you see more of the other characters and everything that's going on.
Okay.
And that's not really a spoiler. It's pretty well known that because the studio was just running out of money, the last kind of 4 or 5 episodes, you can see a huge change in presentation style and everything, so they didn't necessarily get to make the ending they wanted to, and then the movie kind of rectifies that after it was such a phenomenon from then on. But definitely
the animation, it's something I noted to you while watching it, was it almost looks like Pokemon animation, because it was around the same time, and it definitely had that style and look to it, and so that's what it kind of what it kind of struck me as at first.
What I find fascinating is how that show manages to show you so many different angles and uses of the camera that they're, because of the limits of their budget. So like you will have entire conversations completely where the characters are completely static. Like it's a still screen, but you hear their voices talking to each other, or there'll be something in the way of their mouths, or it'll only be like an extreme close up, while there's also this voiceover going on, which just you can see is a product of the budget going out the window, but is also just such a clever way of getting around that, because it then ties into the story of all these different themes, and the characters are isolated, and they use the shots themselves to inform with so much more emotion and so much more information than just shot, reverse shot. You and I are talking. I see your face move. You see my face move, and that kind of thing.
You're right. It's very unique storytelling because of what their limitations of animation at the time.
Yeah, I think just on all the kind of ways that you measure good art in terms of story, characterization, style, technique. It is just so.
This thing is nothing
level.
If not stylized.
Yeah. It's so tightly written. It's so dense, and it packs so much in 26 episodes. Then each one's 20 minutes each. But at the same time, by the time you're done with it, you don't know if you could really take that much more.
Yeah, it's insane, man. There's not enough that we can say about this show.
For sure. But anyways, let's get out of what we're watching, because we're almost an hour into this guy.
46 minutes. We're fine. We're chilling.
All right, fair enough.
Are you guys done?
I am.
I'm trying to think if I watched anything else. I don't really think so. Just Soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me.
All right. I'll finish it off then. If
Blake hasn't talked.
I know I was gonna toss it over. Sorry, I meant finish my list off.
However, however you want to do it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Attack on Titan. I finished season 1. I've watched 2 episodes of season 2, and then he got sidetracked by Neon Genesis. So thanks for that.
Sorry.
It's all right. Still
welcome.
loving it. Still loving it. Can't wait to keep going. First 2 episodes, I don't know how much you guys remember the first 2 episodes, but interesting plot twists a little bit in regards to the Titans in the first 2 episodes.
Just wait, bud.
I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see where this thing goes because I feel like it's not going the way I think. So.
Oh yeah, I can definitely go there. The second season I definitely did not enjoy as much as the first one when I first watched it, but when Ty and I did kind of the rewatch and then caught up on the stuff we hadn't seen yet, I found myself enjoying the second season quite a bit more than I expected.
Yeah, I think the reason a lot of people kind of get some aspect of Attack on Titan taken away from you in the second season is because they almost reveal that they're still scared of these things, but you're kind of no longer scared of them. Whereas like in the first season, you're like, dude, that thing will like literally just like run in your house, and the only objective it has is to fucking eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that they dig a little bit deeper, there's things that are gonna happen in the story, and it's insane.
Yeah, it's a good one as well.
I can't wait to see where it goes, and I'll keep you guys updated. Inside Llewyn Davis. Have you seen
I've
this,
not
Nathaniel?
seen that. No.
This is Coen Brothers, Oscar Isaac in the main role.
What's the premise of that one?
So he is a solo folk artist, and he used to be a duet with a friend named John. So they were, partners basically. And then his partner kills himself, and so this is him basically trying to make a solo career for himself, and just constantly getting rejected, constantly facing hardships. Like, it's a very sad movie, and it doesn't really have a happy ending, but just the emotion and that's portrayed in it, and the events that this character goes through and then just his entire arc throughout the story, where it starts and where it ends. It's just it was really well put together.
It's a Coen Brothers movie, I'm pretty sure, right?
Sorry, what did you say?
I'm pretty sure it's the Coen Brothers, right?
Yes. Did I not say that? I thought I said
You
that.
did, I believe you did say that.
Well, then I'm just being an asshole. But
yeah.
I didn't hear you the first time.
Yeah, Coen Brothers, Oscar Isaac in the lead role. Adam Driver's in it. Justin Timberlake's in it. And then there's another famous actor that I forgot who plays a woman that.
Pause for station identification. And we're back. Ooh, oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Carey Mulligan,
Carey Mulligan, yeah.
who's very good in it.
Carey Mulligan.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really like that. And then I've been watching a little bit of Big Bang Theory. That's kind of one of the only sitcoms
That's
I like.
one of those ones I just...
That's kind of depressing.
I
watched,
watched
like,
depressing.
I watched the
10
first-
seasons of Friends, man.
I watched like the first 2 seasons of
Drive me
Big Bang
insane.
Theory, and then like I fell out of it, and I could not get back
Yeah,
into
I
it.
feel like that's a lot of Justin and like the whole group. They used to watch that. They used to like get together at my dad's place and like chill in the basement and watch it like religiously. And I was like, the show's so fucking stupid. And I would never hang out with them. That's when I was like an actual annoying little brother. And yeah, I really can't get into it a whole lot.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
I understand all those criticisms. Just for me, it was something that really clicked for me when I was younger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes
And
sense.
it's just
No, I mean
kept
there's
clicking.
there's some good things. Like they do a lot of obviously they're all fucking nerds.
Yeah.
But they're like super genius nerds.
Me in middle school, who,
Yeah.
I was into all that stuff. In middle
Yeah.
school, so
I'm
it was so
I'm
much
still
fun.
into all that stuff.
Me too. Oh, I haven't gotten out of it, but it was like I was striving to be Big Bang Theory. when I
Yeah,
was
but
in
yeah,
middle
there's
school.
like there's
Got
a
out of
ton
that
of Star
mindset.
Wars references. They go to like a comic book
yeah.
store pretty consistently. There's tons of Lord of the Rings stuff. Yeah, it's there's some redeeming qualities.
It's just chock full of nerd culture mixed
Yeah.
in with like a sitcom, and so it's something that's really hit for me.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's very popular for a long time. So it makes
Oh, it
sense.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been it. Blake, what you been into, man?
Yeah, man. I kind of slowed down this week. I watched 2 movies outside of Soul, I should say. So what I got to is I watched Overlord. again. So I
Nice.
actually watched that on Christmas Eve.
I was gonna say you
when I
just
got to my
watched this kind of
buddy's.
recently.
Yeah, I got that when I got to my buddy's house. Jesus.
It's a great show
We
though.
watched
Or I
Overlord.
mean, movie. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
I have not seen it.
It was on
Hulu for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
It's somewhere out there. It's streaming somewhere for
I'm
sure.
sure it is.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's kind of got
What's the premise?
some horror elements, but I mean, till it's
It's the day before it's a couple days before D-Day, and there's a
Right.
troop that are sent in behind enemy lines to take down like a radio tower.
Nazi vampires.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And
That's
then
right,
they find
yeah.
out that the Nazis
remember
have
this.
been experimenting on some poor folk, and then so they're kind of
Yes,
battling
this
it
came out recently, right?
Yeah,
2018.
last 2 years.
So
Yeah,
to
last- I was
its
gonna say last 2
smallest point, it's Nazi zombies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. That's what I remember.
Yes.
That's what I remember. Everybody saying
Yeah.
when it came out.
And it's got a twist on it, so it's like somewhat believable, right?
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
Try and make
sense of
vampires
disbelief.
seem believable.
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
But yeah, it's cool. So I watched that, and then the other one I watched As Above, So Below.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Nice.
need to see that one too. I've heard
I
that
have
one's
not
good.
seen that one, but
That one grows on me over time,
Yeah.
man. I've seen it a handful of times now.
Did you ever see Wreck?
I have. So that actually brings me to my point. So the director of As Above, So Below, that's going to be John Dodal, I believe is how you pronounce the last name.
Okay.
He's actually the director of Quarantine,
Okay, which is the remake
American
of Wreck.
version of Wreck.
And I think he might have done Poughkeepsie tapes too.
Ooh, I can tell you. I can confirm. Give me one moment here for you. But yeah, As Above, So Below is good. Quarantine is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
For-
Wreck's really good too.
I
The
haven't
original.
seen that, man.
Yeah.
That's the Spanish one, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
See,
Have you seen that, Tyler?
I have not. No.
No. But yeah, those are kind of the only two I got to. As Above, So Below is probably the better film of those two. It is a found footage though, so I guess that's my one gripe with it. But it's cool, man. It's they do some interesting things in there, you know.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
It's eerily similar to The Descent, in terms of they're battling they're battling the landscape and
Sure.
the obstacle, right? Where it's almost spot on to the point where they get there, right? They get in the catacombs. They have to go through like a small crevice, right? As soon as they get to that one, it closes, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, of
Or
course.
just like
Yeah.
The Descent, yeah. The next one they go through, somebody almost gets stuck and they make it out. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was like, man, it's
Beat for beat,
Yeah.
almost. He
Yeah.
did do Poughkeepsie tapes as well.
really.
Yeah.
And you said you watched that one, right?
Yeah, I thought you've seen it too.
No, I haven't. That's the one I've always
okay.
wanted to get to because that's the Ryan Hollinger one, right?
Yes, that one's on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah. And did you like that one? I don't know if I remember you saying.
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's tough. It's a tough watch, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's about a serial killer. Well, they find like 800 tapes, and it's the serial killer who's recorded himself on the tapes. But the actual presentation to the audience is like almost like a true crime documentary. So you're like interviewing like the district attorney, the court, the police officers who found the bodies. Like all of them are kind of telling you about this serial killer, and then you're also like they're intercutting those tapes in there as well too. So, but it's just really. I don't want to say like raw or real, but it kind of slips beneath that like thing where you're like, oh, this could just be a movie. Like there's part of you that like, oh no, there's probably someone out there that's done this kind of crazy shit
for sure.
And yeah, it's a rough one, but it's good too. I thought
Yeah.
it was interesting, for sure, worth checking out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one I got to get to. I've seen a pretty famous clip of that one, where like a guy's like walking on all fours.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's very eerie. But yeah, those are kind of the two things I watched. And obviously, I got to Soul. And I don't think I really touched.
Hard break turn into Soul.
Yeah, right. I don't think I really touched anything else. So no, that was it. Actually, I started. Ironically, I started Double Jeopardy. On
Hilarious.
Netflix. They just put that.
Oh,
on
the
Netflix.
movie?
Yeah, the
I was
movie.
thinking the TV show, the
No.
quiz show for a second.
I
was like,
so
all right.
the Harrison Ford one.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
started that and I ended up falling asleep to it. But that was good, and I haven't seen that. Like that's one I remember just watching, like being little, like on a Saturday morning.
I have
seeing
not
it on
seen that
TV.
one.
That's so
It's
funny.
good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, she's tried obviously 2 times.
It's Double
for murder,
Jeopardy,
so,
folks.
yeah, it's dope. But yeah, that's really it.
All right.
And pushed it into the blue guy on the screen.
Well, yeah, let's get into our main review here. Pixar's Soul.
You got soul, everybody knows.
Tell him.
I love this movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's really good.
This movie is good, man.
Pixar doesn't miss.
No.
That's what I was saying to
Not
my.
at all.
That was what I was saying to my dad when we finished this movie.
So I saw this on Christmas with my mom because it
Okay.
came out on Disney streaming services.
I think I watched
Disney
it
Plus.
Day after.
Yeah,
Christmas.
sorry.
Or no, I watched it on Christmas too.
I'll introduce the segment here. We're getting into our
Yeah.
review section, folks. So we're gonna be talking about Disney Soul. It just came out, 2019, technically, I suppose.
20.
Yeah.
2020.
2020. Gosh, yeah.
You tried to be in the future,
stuck,
but
we're
you're
not
still
stuck
in
2020 anymore. I promise.
it's holding me on, folks.
Get out.
Yeah, gosh, 2020. So originally going to be released in theaters, came out on Disney Plus. It stars Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey, Richard Ayoade, Alice Braga, a couple different actors and actresses. Questlove's in this.
Daveed Diggs.
Daveed Diggs,
Yep, Adam's
favorite
guy.
friend of the podcast. Daveed Diggs.
Yeah, of course.
Basically, it stars. How far do I want to go in this? I mean, I think you probably know what this is about in some way or another.
I've got the IMDb.
Oh yeah, I just skipped by that. I'm flowing. I'm organic today, man. I'm just letting it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We have a system. It works.
Yeah, sorry. Let's get back to the system. So how it is I'll
Oh.
introduce the movie just like I just did, and then we'll read the IMDb one sentence summary, kind of fill in anything from there, and then we'll give our initial thoughts on it. This will all be non-spoilers, by the way, and we'll give our kind of initial thoughts, what we thought of it, what we didn't like, maybe anything that we can talk about before we get up to the spoiler point. At which point we'll also give you a recommendation. It's got to be a yes or no. Would we recommend you watch this or would we not? And then going from then on out, it'll be full spoiler territory. We'll give our deep thoughts on it, kind of anything that we thought was weird or funny or couldn't be said before the spoiler warning. At which point, once we've kind of hashed all of that out, we'll bring everybody back and we'll see where this ranks on the Entropy list, which is our big list of movies for everything that we've reviewed on pod. So that being said, everything I just said about Soul, and then Adam's going to read us our IMDb summary.
I was very perplexed for a second. I was like, why is there no summary on IMDb? Someone put this shit in white font. I have to hide. Yeah.
White font.
White font. The font is white. Look. Look. I'm not lying.
They just wanted you to not be spoiled.
So I have to highlight this.
That's so funny.
I kept refreshing the page. I was like, what's wrong with this thing? Because it would flash there for a second and then disappeared, and I figured out what was happening.
That's
All right.
incredible.
A musician who has lost his passion for music is transported out of his body and must find his way back with the help of an infant soul learning about herself. I do not like that description at all.
Why not?
I don't think that really, I don't know. Not how I would describe this movie. I mean, it gets the general plot, but I feel like that's, I don't know. That was one of the lesser reviews.
It's not up there for you, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's bottom tier.
Swinging a mess.
So Jamie Foxx, he's teaching band class.
Yeah.
He's a little upset. He's a jazz musician, a jazz hound.
He's a little stuck.
Yeah, he's a little stuck in life, and he comes home and finds out that a former student, calls him and is playing with a well-known jazz saxophonist, part of her quartet, and invites him to come and fill in for him. So he runs down there and has a audition, and then gets the gig, and as he's walking out, something happens, and he finds himself in the great beyond.
Yeah.
Where then he runs into, he decides he doesn't want to go to the great beyond, freaks out, jumps out, and then
Bye.
meets Soul 22, basically.
Through certain means, he does eventually meet
Yeah.
Soul 22. That's a pretty general plot, and then it's just about
Their
him-
kind of interaction.
They're kind of their adventure, I would guess you could
Sure.
say. Fun story, I would say. for
Yeah,
sure.
this
Had
is
a good
Pete
time with it, man.
Doctor. He did Inside Out, which is kind of
something
similar.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I had it written in the bulletins. It almost feels like a spiritual successor to Inside Out.
I would definitely say you can say that.
Yeah, very very similar.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Adam. And I've already said a handful of times that Inside Out is probably my favorite Pixar Disney movie, and I picked up on that immediately watching this. So I was like sold.
You're like, I'm in.
Immediately once I saw the little blue people who were souls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is perfect. But yeah, I like it. I would recommend it.
Is this top tier Pixar for you?
That's early, man. I'm trying to not take massive jumps immediately off watching something. You know, like that's
Fair
something
enough.
I'm trying to.
Yeah,
step
little
back
peek
on.
behind the curtain. Blake saw this very, very recently before we started the podcast,
Yeah,
so he's
so-
still processing a little bit.
Right, I haven't really got to dissect it, but it's up there.
I think so too.
It's up
I
there.
enjoyed it quite a bit. Overall, I think the concept's nice. Some of the humor I thought fell a little bit flat for me upon the second viewing, and I had a little bit of a not an issue, but I was just like, I had a hard time mentally I had to keep kind of sourcing Tina Fey's voice to 22. Like I kind of be like, oh, yep, that's her, because I would almost hear her voice and be like, who's talking, and then kind of figure out that was then again, because I just had a hard time matching them up visually, which they actually address in the movie. But she says that she uses that particular voice because people find it annoying, which works for me then. But yeah, overall, I think Pixar doesn't miss. They did a great job with this one as well. Ty,
Agreed.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, it was cute, man. I think Pixar always does a good job with these. I forgot the director's name.
Pete Docter.
He, like you said earlier, he did. Why am I having such a fucking brain fart?
Because you're on your
Inside
phone,
Out.
man. This is what you get.
Inside Out. So I think he does a particularly good job of emotions, which is what this movie is, for more or less what it's really about. Death is, important, and it's cool to understand that, and it's cool that they kind of put a little spin on it to, understand this. But then there's also a lot of, other emotions that, run through your mind about, like finding who you are and everything like that. And we can definitely obviously get into that a little bit more, but I think he's just really good at overall being able to visualize emotions and putting those into something that, everybody can kind of understand. But yeah, I think it was cute. Music was good. The animation was really good, which we'll get into. But yeah.
I agree.
I
So
also agree.
sounds like 4 recommends all the way around the horn.
Yes, sir.
The horn.
So with that, we'll probably kick off the rest of the spoiler segment here. So spoilers from here on. He dies, and then he goes to the great beyond. And
Jeez, man, you gave him no time. You just said, all right.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
so he falls down a manhole cover, goes to the great beyond, kind of weasels his way out of that, and ends up tutoring Soul 22, who has been there forever, had every sort of mentor imaginable, and still does not want to come down to Earth and live. And then it turns into a body swap comedy, which I did not see coming, where Jamie Foxx inhabits a cat for a while 22 takes over his body. And then they have some hijinks. They kind of understand each other a little better. Jamie Foxx kind of gets out of his stuckness a little bit, has to realize that there are other people in the world besides him, and everyone has their dreams and their own purpose and everything.
So the original concept, I saw this on Twitter. The
Yeah.
original concept for this movie was actually a heist movie
Really?
of him going to the Great Beyond, getting to the U seminar and stuff, and then him trying to get back to Earth.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
And that's kind of where I thought it was going.
yeah.
For sure.
That when he first dies, and he arrived at the U seminar or whatever, the Great Before, which I thought was funny. Yeah, that's where I thought it was kind of going, and I wasn't, honestly. I'm glad they switched it because I really wasn't on board for that. I was like, I don't like the setting. I don't like. I wouldn't be in for that for an entire movie. So I'm glad that they didn't go that route. But interesting little tidbit that I learned. So.
Yeah, so after that, then what's going on? You okay?
I'm good.
Okay. Didn't know if your mic was cutting out. Your
No,
headphones
it's
are
my
coming out.
headphones. When they're turned a certain way, I can't hear people.
Interesting. We may have to address
Very
that
interesting.
next podcast. Where were we in the story? So then
He died.
He
Right,
died.
goes to the great beyond.
Everyone dead.
Body swap.
Yeah, we're up to the body swap. So they kind of go around the city experiencing life a little bit more. Jamie Foxx manages to get back to the Great Before. No, they go and see Moon Dancer, who's my favorite character in the movie.
Moonwalker, I think.
Moonwalker, Moon Dancer, whatever. And he kind of separates them and gets them back over to the Great Before, and Jamie Foxx comes and plays the gig. And then what else? I'm talking a lot. I'm just summarizing
Yeah,
everything.
and
here.
then he realizes it wasn't
Help.
everything he hoped and dreamed, and that even though he got he could die happy. Now he says it earlier on my second rewatch. He dies happy because he played with Dorothea Williams.
Right.
But he realizes it's not everything he hoped and dreamed, and there are other things that are more important. And so he goes back and gives 22 back her little Earth pass that he stole to get back here. Back to Earth, but it turns out 22 was a lost soul. She felt like she had no purpose. Now that she lived, she became a lost soul, and then he rescues her, and she finally gets her Earth pass, and then he's supposed to go back to the great beyond, and then right. Jerry, the some benevolent god of the universe, gives him the decides
an extra life.
A little one up because 22 had been there for so long,
right,
and she finally got a reason to live.
Real quick, sorry, I said Extra Life, and I remembered something else that I watched. I watched Ready Player One. As well.
Okay.
Yeah, so my bad.
On New Year's?
Yeah. Okay. That was one of my. I had a great day.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
marathon, bro. Yeah, that one I'm on board for.
But no, it's really great because you get to see that dude. Whatever your purpose is in life isn't technically what you have to live for. Like it's really great because he gets to see his entire life kind of in front of him and realize that it's not what he wanted it to be. And then he goes through this whole adventure of trying to get back to what he thinks his life could be. And then once it actually happens, he's like, well, that didn't do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool how you get to see her go through all these mentors, and she's like, I've never found my purpose. And then at the end of the movie, she, says her line, and you find out that her purpose is living.
Yes.
Which is what everybody's purpose should be. It doesn't matter what you do in life.
Right.
Just make sure that you're living your life to your fullest extent to make sure that you're happy. And it's a really cool mental movie to be able to see that progression for people, because there's a lot of people that struggle with that kind of shit. The guy in The Office is like a really big one. He's a lost soul, and he's just kind of going through the mundaneness.
Yeah, I was like the show. The hedge fund manager.
Yes,
the mundaneness of going through the numbers, in his little cubicle, and then he just kind of like ploops his soul back in there, and then he's just like, I'm out of here, and he's like, stop looking at your screens.
Yeah.
So this movie carried a couple of my kind of new instant favorite characters, one of which is Moondancer, the man that pirates.
That's the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's insanely good at his job.
Yeah, and
it's Moonwind. We're both wrong.
Moonwind. I love that he just goes and he captains a hippie pirate ship and goes around and finds the lost souls.
Yeah.
Just lives his life.
I love the concept of the zone.
Yes, the zone's great too. That that's all definitely part of psychology. You can tie that in
100%
a bunch as well. Jerry is one of my favorite.
Jerry and Terry, they were both good.
Yeah, I love
Terry's
their
Australian
designs.
accent. I don't know why, but he was just way funnier.
Oh, she's a Kiwi. I actually think they go by them. The actor that plays Terry.
Oh,
but
sorry.
they're New Zealand.
Okay.
They're from Thor Ragnarok. They're great though.
Interesting.
But
you said she was a Kiwi, and I was very confused.
Jerry's great. I love the concept of Jerry, just the almost Picasso-like line drawings of him.
They
and
do it really well. And
they're so like kind and
it's
just
shapeless.
Yeah,
all the buildings are really.
I really enjoyed that one. I'll anytime Richard Ayoade is in anything, he's hilarious to me. But yeah, just visually and technically as a movie, Pixar has come so far.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
Insane.
Yes, the biggest thing here is lighting, obviously, but I was also, on my second rewatch, I was kind of looking at a little bit more at what makes this look so great, and especially on Earth, is its biggest thing is they play with the focus a lot. And it's not something that I feel like a lot of other animations do.
Yeah, there's a ton of texture.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it adds. It adds texture. It adds like a camera quality to the picture, to the look of it. And I just think it's so good. It's fantastic.
Even in the little helicopter leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
You almost see that it's like see-through,
And
which
I
is
love-
if you ever held one of those.
Exactly.
The leaf
You'd be
part
able
is
to pick
actually somewhat translucent. It's very cool. They do a really good job.
I love that too, that they've gone for almost a photorealistic world, but then
Mhm.
it's populated by these characters that are Pixar that they're not trying to make too like photorealistic humans.
Right.
Like they still allow it to skew enough that you can see personality, but also like you don't feel that they're out of place in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
They've really melded those two things
And
real
it's so
together.
impressive. You're right, because the character designs. I mean, they obviously they look human, of course, but like there's obviously a style choice they went with
Yeah.
for both
Yeah.
the humans and especially the souls.
Yeah, definitely.
And
'Cause
that,
you
and that's-
definitely get the inside out vibes from the souls.
Yeah, for
sa-
sure.
same-
Yeah,
similar
even
kind of design.
they look very similar to.
They're so
It's
funny.
like Sadness.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
Sadness
Yep.
is blue, and he looks just like it. That's kind of the first thing that popped up to me. But even for the textures, that's one of the things me and Nathaniel kind of sat and talked about when we first got up here, and it's very spot on, as you can see. And obviously that's something I noticed being black. But even just like the textures of like people's hairs and stuff, that's usually
Yeah.
Mhm.
nowhere near accurate, right? When you're watching
Yeah.
something of this nature. But it looks really good in this film, from like facial hairs, they had some hair on people's heads.
What's
you
the
know.
what's the lady's name that he's playing with?
Dorothea.
Dorothea?
Dorothea. Yeah. I for she throws a wild Aretha Franklin vibe for me.
Yeah,
So
for sure,
That's
for
all I
sure,
want
yeah,
to call her.
for sure.
But yeah, her hair is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And then you look at like his mom's hair that's like kind of graying.
Mhm.
Like they did a really good job.
Yeah, and those are the two big things that. Speaking of the helicopter leaf,
There
Yeah.
it is.
down the screen. Those are the big things that definitely stood out to me, and that's just greatly appreciated, because you don't really see those things too much. And I think that's what Nathaniel said, that they probably put a lot of the budget into that, right? Into
100%.
lighting
Yeah,
and stuff
because it's
that.
like every Pixar film, they focus on some kind of new animation technology.
sure.
Really, they keep evolving it. Don't
Yeah,
they?
and I was reading up on it. I know they were talking. There was talks of, when they decided that they were going to go with a black character as their main actor, and obviously that he would then have a black family and that kind of thing. Well, not
Mhm.
obviously, but it stands to reason.
Right.
And it's kind of set in that part of the black community in New York City too, that they were going to focus a lot more on light to kind of delineate all the different skin tones that everyone has. And they really, really capture that in this
They do,
movie.
for sure.
There is so much color on everyone as well, similar to that kind of art that we were talking about earlier.
Look
They-
at I mean,
they have packed color into
the
this
sidewalk.
movie.
If you guys looked at the sidewalk right there, the texture there too.
Yeah,
Just
so
everything is so detailed.
yeah, I think that on a technical level, they really outdid themselves. On an emotional level, it was a great story.
Crushed it.
Do you think a lot of people and a lot of things that I've been seeing is they don't think that it'll go over kids' heads? How do you guys kind of feel about that? Overall?
Probably.
I could
think
see that. I mean, I think
I
this,
don't think this is made for like the like 4 or 5 year olds,
No,
right?
not
Like
at
you
all,
could
dude.
turn this on and they might laugh because the little kids are funny. I think this is gearing more towards like the like 11, 12,
sure.
13
Yeah.
year olds
You
that
think?
still watch this kind of stuff, and I think it's important, and that's a little bit more it's a little bit more impactful at that age to
For sure.
understand.
It's
Well,
got a great message.
even for me, I'm
death
20.
or like finding your place. You know what I mean?
I'm 20. I'm in college, and figuring out what I'm going to do with my life is stressing me out. Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So I mean, this movie definitely connected with me, and I I'm sure it goes back all the way to 17-year-olds who are in high school trying to figure out where they want to go to school, what they want to study, stuff like that. Something I went through relatively recently, and then look, even for me, and then I'm sure people, I don't know. I think a lot of older people can relate to this because
Absolutely.
this movie requires some sort of introspection and reflection on
Of
your
life.
life
100%.
and where you are and relative to the decisions you've made and everything like that.
Or let other people make you decide.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
what
that too,
people
because there's
influence
definitely
you
themes of
to do
that.
and things of that
It's
nature.
incredible.
Yeah, and so I think you're right, Nathaniel. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know who said it originally, but I'm not sure this is necessarily a target for a younger audience. Even though Pixar is it relatively.
It can be though. That's like the best part. Like
It can
you
be.
could throw
Oh,
it
it should-
on,
it
and
certainly
like I said,
can
They'll
be.
love it,
Yeah.
but I think that this is made for all ages,
And
and I
that's
think
the-
they did it.
I
with
think
intent.
that's
It's
something
great.
every Pixar movie does such a great
Yeah.
job of is everybody could watch it and get something out of it.
Yeah, you
Everybody.
can set the little kids down in front of it, and it's an animated movie, so they'll enjoy it. But then it's also for like the adults, or even us, or if you're sitting watching it with your child, it's like, wow, this is a really good movie.
Yeah.
And they just really hit it on the head. I love when Pixar, and I guess I should give direct credit to the director. What is it? Is it Pete Docter?
It's actually co-directed. It's Pete Docter, and I think it's like Kemp Powers.
Kemp Powers.
Kemp
Yep.
Powers, yeah, who I believe
Yeah.
is also African American, which is one of the reasons
He is.
that he was
He
able
is,
to
yeah.
kind of lend that extra credence to it. as
Gotcha,
well,
yeah.
too.
Because I was kind of curious on because a lot of the aspects they have of like the black community in this are like very spot on, from like the barbershop, the way people talk, and everything. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, it's pretty cool.
That
to see.
barbershop scene was great.
Oh,
That,
I mean, as soon as he takes the hat off,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like,
And everybody's like, "Whoa, you gotta
Yeah,
sit
he's
down,
like-
man. This is an
Yeah,
emergency."
He's like, man, I gotta wait. And he's like, come on, fool.
He's like, you could go over. What
Yeah.
was I don't remember the guy's name. He's like, you could go into the Barry's chair. His
Yeah,
chair's open.
he's like, oh,
And
no,
some
I don't
old,
wanna do
it's like
that.
an old
Yeah.
60 guy in his 60s.
I want that.
He's like,
guy-
I'll wait.
Yeah.
I
And
want
that's,
that barber to be my barber every day of my life. He's so cool.
Yeah.
and that was so spot on of like how a black setting is.
Yeah.
You know what I
Sure.
mean? It was so funny, man.
But even like his story, like he wanted to be a
Oh,
veterinarian.
yeah.
I was
For sure.
I was
You know?
sobbing.
It's so cool.
for sure. But yeah, to Adams and Nathaniel's point, and yeah, it just makes you kind of reflect on life. And I love when Pixar and I was going to say the director and the co-director as well, the African American gentleman, when Pixar takes that route to like tackle bigger obstacles. Like
For
this,
sure.
and that's why I
Yeah.
love Inside Out so much, because it has so much to do with like
Yeah.
your emotions and just life is just so much bigger than I guess you think it is as a child. You know,
Yeah,
what I
of
mean?
course.
For sure.
And you're gonna feel things that you may not know where they come from,
For
but they're
sure,
still
yeah.
valid. Yeah, of
Right.
course.
And so like that, I'm a sucker for that dude. This is a home run to me.
Definitely.
I think so too, man.
Yeah, man, this hits home for me. One, because music.
Oh yeah,
that too.
soundtrack's great
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, so- yeah.
I love music,
sure.
even in like the small parts, like the Stairway to Heaven. Essentially,
Mhm.
it's a fretboard. It
Mhm.
it looks like it's from the
Yeah.
neck of a guitar, which is really cool. The Nathaniel and I were talking afterwards, and music. I read an article one time, and I'll have to find it for you guys if you're interested. But essentially, if you get chills from music, your brain is wired differently than somebody that doesn't get those chills. And it doesn't mean you don't enjoy music as much.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that you like essentially learn a different way. And it's very cool because I am one of those people that learns in a different way. And I get chills when I hear music that like
Yeah.
my like body enjoys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that really kind of like hit home for me for that. I love music. Music's very important.
Sure, I'm with you on that.
And then, like right out of high school, or like kind of in high school, I was kind of forced into doing something I didn't know if I liked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got like 4 years in, and I was like, I don't fucking like this.
Right. Yeah. That sucks.
And
right.
and then you gotta go through this like mindset that like you're gonna disappoint somebody, but it doesn't fucking matter because
Right.
you gotta be happy.
Exactly.
But yeah, this hits home. This is a really great movie. I think it's got a ton of shit to say.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of stuff like very blatant, and I think there's a lot of stuff you got to dig for, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in. Home run indeed.
I agree as well. Should we rank this bad
Yeah, do
boy?
we have any closing thoughts here?
Great movie, great soundtrack, great characterization.
I love Jamie Foxx.
I thought he
Yeah,
was
the
great
voice
in it.
acting's
I
great.
thought it was really great too
Yeah.
because
Voice acting was
not
great.
necessarily knowing who plays these people, they don't necessarily sound like themselves.
And I think that's because we didn't have the glut of marketing for it that
which
we
is
normally
great.
would.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was funny because I was watching it, and the Jerry character, I was like, is that Gal Gadot? Like, I was like, did she have a twofer this time? And I just never knew. It's Alice Braga, who sounds kind of similar to her as well. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed that as well. Kind of not knowing exactly who played who
Yeah,
going
yeah,
into
helps.
it as well. I think it does take you a little bit further into the movie too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's see where this guy is.
Yeah. Welcome back to the listeners who skipped over spoilers. We never gave you a disclaimer that you could look in the description, but hopefully you're here. We're going to rank Soul on the Entropy list here. The Entropy list, for those of you who do not know, is Back Row Banter's official list of every movie we've ever reviewed, all on one fantastic list, regardless of the genre, regardless of anything else. It's a hodgepodge. It's a bit of chaos, like Entropy should be.
Man.
Look, guys, I think this movie is not the best movie about jazz that we have on this list, if you know what I'm saying.
You know how often I thought about that movie in this movie?
Oh, I was thinking about it constantly. Yeah. That and La La Land.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think, man.
I love jazz.
All right. Well, first, are you putting it above or in between the Frozens? I mean, if we're going
Right.
animated,
I feel like that's kind of the first rule of thumb we got to
Right.
tackle is like per genre or per style. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like,
should we think about it like that though?
No, we don't have to. I really
don't
don't
think
think so. No. I mean, that could be like the gatekeeper. Do we think it's going above or below the Frozen? But
No, I'm just I'm just.
I don't think
thinking
it has to
about
go
our process.
anywhere
Right.
near there. Like I don't think it has to.
Yeah.
Because I was leaning more towards like a 13 or 12, somewhere around there.
Okay.
I'm pretty high in this movie, but
I'm
I could also
high
be
too,
talked. I could
but-
also be talked down to below Frozen because I do really like Frozen, but I do, I think this might have been a little bit better than Frozen. I don't know. I do.
No, I don't think this. I'm okay if it beats Frozen 1, even though because like Frozen 1 is just me being like a nostalgic little baby. Because I fucking love that movie.
Yeah,
Even though I think Frozen 2 is still technically better. If it's not going to go above Frozen 2, I wouldn't be necessarily terribly mad if it went above Frozen. But yeah, I don't think it goes above Frozen 2 for me.
I'm kind of there with you, Ty.
I think we're all in the same range. Blake, are you in the same range?
I could settle with that. Yeah,
What were you thinking?
I was thinking probably right above Frozen 2. So
Okay.
like
Okay.
13.
That was my original reaction.
Yeah, I was kind of on that boat too, but then I'm with Ty on that too, and I like
Frozen 2 a
the
lot.
overall story of both the Frozens too. So I think it is hard to kind of separate them, kind of like we're talking. So that means we're looking at the 14-15 range. So Halloween, The Strangers, where we fall.
I think this could
I
go
think this
right.
goes 14.
I was going to say 14, right
Yeah.
below Frozen 2, right above
Yeah,
Halloween.
I could settle with that.
Okay.
2018 Halloween. Are we all getting on that?
I think we are.
I think we were all in the
You're-
same range. We just need to talk it out a little bit.
Hey,
All right.
where do you guys, real quick, if you had to watch Wonder Woman 84, where do you guys think you put that?
Honestly, dude. Yeah. Like I said,
I still stand by it.
I think it's fine where it is.
I
I think it's fine where it is.
I wouldn't even. I would watch The King of Staten Island before that.
Yes.
and
I would
watch
lower
High
it.
Tension before that.
I will debate on this, but as we settled last week,
Sorry, I'm just over here,
You
putting
wanted to
more,
stir some shit, man.
putting more ingredients in the pot and just stirring that bitch up.
I'm physically done talking about Wonder Woman.
I believe
I've
it.
had so many people talk to me about it. I'm like, just listen to the podcast.
It came up
You'll
at New
hear
Year's
all my
Eve. It
thoughts.
came up at New Year's Eve. We were
incredible.
shooting the shit about
So
how
good.
Nathaniel liked Wonder Woman.
Hey, we're
Yeah,
gonna be
but
done before 9 o'clock.
I'm good
here.
at I'm good at
Wow.
14.
Yeah, I'm good there.
Second Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx joint we got.
Don't
on here.
jinx it. Definitely the better of the two.
100%.
Well,
I don't
no,
think
it's
anyone can.
the third one because we have Django on there too, didn't we?
Yeah,
Have we
we
not
do,
done Django?
which is
Oh, so this is the third. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
even see Project Power
Yeah.
at the bottom of that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Project
Yeah.
Power
So was
because he's
I.
in leading.
Talk
that
about
too.
the duality of a man. That man's got a great film,
Yeah.
mediocre film, and a bad film, and he can sing.
he's got a great voice.
He can do everything.
He's
Yeah,
incredible, dude.
He's
Jamie
on the
Foxx is a
small list
fucking
of people
beast.
who can
Yeah.
do a lot of shit. I'd definitely say that.
We have the same birthday.
Do you really?
I have the same birthday as Lil Wayne.
Do you really?
Yeah, gang.
That's probably why we're friends.
I don't have the same birthday as anybody.
I have the same birthday.
I'll
as
find
a
people for you, Blake.
Convenience store chain.
YMCB.
Yo, turn me up into headphones.
All right, let's get this guy home.
Yeah, let's send it on. Hey, did we decide what we're watching next week? Are we gonna do Ma Rainey's Black Bottom?
I don't see why not.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, for sure.
Well then, listeners,
All right.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is our topic for next week. Please go watch that on Netflix.
What's that
right?
streaming on?
That's on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original or
We
exclusive
actually got a
or-
plan.
Blake, when's your birthday?
I know, right?
January 21st.
Oh, you're coming up, son.
You're
Oh, we're gonna have to do Blake's gonna have to choose.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll take
Blake's
the
in-
one after.
next week.
Yeah, let me look at calendar to make sure I'm not.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Gina Davis is probably the most recognizable person I see on here that's born as the same day as you.
Yeah, I don't even know if I know who that is.
She's an actress.
Do mine. I want to see if I have a cool one. I haven't done this. 7-Eleven. Do
I mean, this is all actors too. There's
Dude, I
probably a lot
love
of other
7-Eleven.
a lot of other famous people.
you want to go to
Up there, too.
7-Eleven?
No.
So yeah, next Monday would be the
Yes.
11th. So we're doing Ma Rainey's. The Monday after that would be the 18th, so we can do another one. So then I guess I'd probably just take the one from the 25th.
My computer.
What do you know what you're gonna do?
I have no idea yet.
Are you gonna swing a horror flick?
Probably.
All right.
Knowing me, probably.
Okay.
Either that or I might try to do something that's like a staple in the black community. So maybe like
Sure.
Boys in the Hood or something like that. You
I'm
know
down.
what I
I'm
mean?
down for either.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since we've done horror because we've had a break,
Right.
so we could throw that in the mix.
Aishi,
But,
you've got Rachel Taylor from Transformers,
okay.
Stephen Lang, the bad guy in Avatar,
Which Transformers is that?
the first one. She's
Oh,
the
Captain
Aussie
Conundrum.
that she's like works on the sound team, or they're like the,
I
yes.
think I know who you're talking about.
I know who you're
Put a
talking
face
about.
to it, Yeah.
Yul Brenner was born, had the same birthday as you. He's since passed, but some
R.I.P.
titans of
Wow.
the acting community.
Well,
in
there you
with
go. And now the podcasting community.
Spit you out.
Do we have a
Anywho.
5-star review?
Let me.
I think we got we have to have a couple emails.
We
after last
have
week.
we have a couple
Yeah.
emails actually.
Oh, I haven't checked. That's a bad thing.
That's
I know Foley sent one in.
I believe probably Waz did as well.
Oh, no, it was just Foley.
Oh, okay.
But I'll read it.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of gotta.
All right, here we go. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, hello, Back Row Banter bros. Your number one fan here again. I just wanted to say congratulations to you all except Nathaniel. I do not get offended easily or almost ever. Congrats to Blake, Tyler, and Adam for getting very close to my offended line with the Wonder Woman 1984 review. Big round of applause for almost offending your number one fan bros, in all caps. Big shout out to Nathaniel for taking bullets for the DC film universe. You are the real hero, bro. Again, congrats on almost offending me. It's very rare to do that, so I just wanted to give you guys a round of applause. Congrats, the Ryan Foley. P.S. I still love you guys, obviously, and thanks for making great content for a nerd like me.
You're, Ryan, I love you. You're literally like my big brother, but you're just fucking wrong.
I love you too, Ryan. Never met you. You seem like a stand-up guy.
You know what? He's Ryan Foley. He's
And
Ryan.
he had a good take on a horror film. I remember on one of his reviews. I like.
He usually does, man. We
Yeah.
gotta give my man's a call in soon.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm down for sure.
He's great. He's always got a lot of good things to say, and he'll just be very happy. So
Let me see.
'Cause I think he mentioned something about it's when I had that hot take on found footage. I thought he said something.
it might have been something about Cloverfield, maybe.
We do have a YouTube comment from a frequent listener as well, Joe, who I've referenced earlier, and Yuka, who I also referenced earlier. Yuka left us a message on the YouTubes.
Hi, Yuka.
This was actually on the Itu Mama Tambien episode.
Something my dad can't pronounce. He's tried multiple times in front of me. He's just like, I don't know how you guys are saying it so fluently. I'm like, what? Saying Itu Mama Tambien? He's like, how are you doing that?
Practice. But it says, I'm going to watch the movie. Thank you for the inspiration, but most importantly, I'm glad one of you guys are watching Friends. I noticed that a lot of people from younger generations in the U.S. have never watched Friends like my partner, and I think that is a sin. Sorry, Joe. I'm also impressed how many hours you guys can banter. I'll share this post with older ladies I met at Home Depot today.
Hilarious.
So there we go.
Oh, great.
Thanks, Yuka.
Doing the good word and spreading the podcast to people.
Yes, man.
Yuka, I will clarify. I've seen a good amount of Friends. I just don't like it.
Those fighting words.
He's really not a good person.
I don't know what else to say.
I'll
Those are fighting words.
I'll
No.
roundhouse him for you.
What did Friends air on when it first came out?
NBC, I want to say.
I
Something
also
like
want to
that.
say, because I think they have it's on Peacock now, right? Or going to Peacock. No, it's on HBO right
Yeah,
now.
it's on HBO, which would be Time Warner, Warner Brothers.
That's
but
for you,
Yes. Do you want me to look this up?
I
Is
want to
that-
say it originally aired on NBC.
Yeah. Still
But
haven't seen an
anyways.
episode of that, guys. But pretty aware of it.
I can fix that.
Congrats on One Piece for reaching 1,000 issues.
Yeah, man, that's cool. I also said that Swag won his 1,000th game of Warzone. Sorry about that.
That is
NBC, friends.
too many games of Warzone.
It's incredible.
NBC, there we go.
Yeah.
So you want to take this thing on home?
I mean, we can keep going. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's get on out of here. Please share the podcast, guys. Listen here.
Yeah, sure.
You know, you're probably sitting there driving down the road, maybe cleaning your house, listening to us banter back and forth here in the back row. But we really want to grow. And when I say we can't do it without you, I mean you, listener.
That's right.
we can't do it without you. So please share this with a friend, a family member, anybody who likes movies, which, spoiler alert, it's most people. Most people enjoy movies at some level, especially at the casual level, which is what we're all about here at Back Row Banter.
By any chance you do die and you go to the
Rest
great
in
beyond,
peace, I'm sorry.
But if
The great before.
yeah.
First and
well, no, you're going to the great beyond first.
Secondly, share my podcast.
Share my podcast, yeah.
While you're there, on the off chance you decide to come back and you're there with a bunch of, great before little souls,
Of course.
maybe you want to let them know about a great podcast that they can come down and listen to when they're around.
Or maybe they listen to us and that's their spark.
It could be.
They're like, I want to be a creator.
Jerry, if you're listening, we're listening.
Or you can come back as a cat, and I guess you couldn't even enjoy the podcast.
How about they just yeet that cat?
One of my favorite segments of when he body swaps with the cat, and they're like, well, what happens to the cat soul? And it's just on the thing and it'd be house. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Please also follow the show on Twitter at Banter Row. That's the best place to get updates on when episodes are out and if there's delays and all that jazz. Or you can follow us on Instagram at Back Row Banter Pod. YouTube is just Back Row Banter. Please go subscribe there. It is free, and we'd love the subscription there, even if that's not where you're watching. And if you want to contact us for any questions, comments, concerns, grievances, or anything of the sort, you can do so at backrowbanterpod at gmail.com.
Yeah, my New Year's resolution is to be better on the Instagram. I'm sorry.
And it's all Nathaniel's fault.
Yeah, who put you in charge of that?
I don't know.
He made it on his own.
I know he did.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
That was not one of the original social medias I signed up for.
It's true.
And then he's like, we got an Instagram. And I was like, all right, cool.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we'll figure it out.
And then,
Anyways,
yeah, well, BlakeHolder, if the people want to find you, where can they do so?
not drinking water.
Right now, consuming water. Outside of that, Letterboxd.
timing.
Yeah, so you can find me on there, BlakeHolder. You mentioned me as Mr. Watercoolers today, so you could find me.
Yeah, it was
that's
the
my
gamer
Xbox
tags
name.
today.
That's my gamer tag
Yeah.
name. It's my PlayStation 4 name. Yeah, it's my Instagram name as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't realize it is all of our Xbox names.
I did gamer
So yeah,
tags today.
pretty kept the same name for everything, and then I'll be on there. So
You
Mortal
were
Kombat.
Frosty. What were you?
Well,
Frost-
I was
not
Frosty
Frosty.
Nipples at first
Oh
for a
my
long
God.
time.
I
And
did
then
not
they,
play with Frosty Nipples.
No, yeah, that was when I was in college, and then they ended up
Yeah.
banning the name, and then they changed me to like Happy Colt 29666.
What are those random ones?
And then it was Frosty Mangoes.
Frosty Mangoes, and then you got a buddy of Frosty Plums.
Yeah, yeah. And
Who listens occasionally. If you're listening now, hello, Frosty.
Yeah, absolutely. And so yeah, that's really it on that, and we'll pass it over to we'll go to Nathaniel today.
I'll go
I
ahead.
either go to you two every time.
Yeah, at NS Gingrich or at NathanielG92 on Twitter and Instagram and Letterboxd. Follow Sandpiper Tapes. I'm gonna have some time off work here in a week or so I'm hoping to kind of batten down and come up with a plan for that soon. And then Ty and I are hoping to do a little bit more on the streaming side of things too. I think we're kind of gearing up for that a little bit. Too.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get something going here.
Yeah. But
Me too, man. I need to get back into it.
Other than that, where can they follow you, Tyler?
You can find me on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/El Trabajo, ELTRABAJO87. That's the work in English because, I do work.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Wow, that's kind of fucked up.
Sorry, there was a cricket in here for a second. I
Killed
needed
him.
I needed to take care of that.
And then Insta, Letterboxd, and Twitter, you can all find me at Tyler Vidalis.
I'm still so pissed.
Vidales.
That you just got your name.
That's how I roll, bro.
You can find me on Twitter at Aish24. It's AYSH. Same thing on Letterboxd. It's just Aish. And then twitch.tv/Aish for all of the streaming content that you know and love. That's going to be it for episode 33, our review of Pixar's Soul. And join us next week for Ma Rainey's at Black Bottom. I don't even really know what it's about. I think it's more music
either.
stuff, right?
I have no idea.
Pretty sure he
That
plays
was actually
a
kind of
trumpet.
my question. Does anyone know what that's about? I should ask my mom though. My mom did see it.
Yeah, I believe it's set in the music industry, but
I'm pretty sure it's more music
yeah,
stuff.
it's Chadwick. So
And that's
R.I.P. King.
his last film, right?
the last, I think he's in an episode of the Marvel's What If series, but this is his last film
Right.
overall.
Go behind the scenes with the people who brought an unsung trailblazer, otherwise known as the Mother of Blues, to the big screen in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Okay, there we go.
What's the feedback on that? How are the reviews so far? Anybody heard anything? Or?
I don't know. I don't really read the reviews.
Here's off of Netflix directly, their description. Tensions and temperatures rise at a Chicago music studio in 1927 when fiery, fearless blues singer Ma Rainey joins her band for a recording session. A little bit better of a description there.
Oh, it's based in Chicago, too. Yeah,
Yeah, well, there you go.
Cool.
I haven't really heard many people watching this, so I really don't know what people are thinking. Let me check IMDb. Maybe they'll tell us something.
No, I doubt it.
It has a 7.2 on IMDb.
Oh, that's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right, join us next week. Check that out, and then check out our review. We'll be RB.
Be excellent to each other, and we'll be RB.
Thanks for stopping by. Please share anything and everything that you possibly can. We would love to grow. We definitely appreciate any love that you show. And yeah, always leave a comment. We don't care if it's bad. We'll read it.
Just gotta be 5 stars.
That 5 stars,
as long
man.
as 5 stars. Or send us an email.
That too.
But yeah, thanks for coming by, and we'll talk to you later. Tell us what you love. BRB.
yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. Stay positive, keep it pushing, and we'll be here recording some more episodes for you guys. Feel free to leave, as the gentleman in front of me have mentioned, feel free to leave any reviews. We'll read them, funny or not. Some of them are usually funny, some of them.
Why not?
But that's the gist of that. We'll be RB.
America. Ready for another lesson.
All right, we got to talk about something else. Otherwise, we're going to talk about the movie. And we're not even into the actual podcast yet.
I got nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Tyler, Phil.
Yeah, I don't think I have nothing. Bears made the playoffs despite losing
Oh
to the
my God.
Eagles.
Hilarious.
Did
Oh
they?
my God.
Green Bay all day.
How did that work out?
Packers smoked us, and we still made the playoffs because the Cardinals lost.
Oh.
So-
R.I.P. the Cardinals.
Yeah, man.
Hometown team.
We're still in. I think we play the Saints, I believe.
Well, you're
Yeah,
fucked
we did.
there.
Yeah, the Saints are fucking good. We're gonna get killed.
I mean,
but-
they're up there in terms of consistently good teams. Like,
Yeah.
They
they
are,
are just
yeah.
always good.
They had a
nowadays.
bad year, and then the next
Then,
year
yeah.
after that, they were like right
I'm
back
good
to
with
it. That was like 2 or 3 years ago.
exactly.
I'll take one more. but-
Yeah, they're up there. Drew Brees is obviously a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
so
man, he's
I
incredible.
don't think the Bears.
Well, they're going to have
Side
another one
note.
with Kamara now, too. Like,
yeah,
he's gonna
Kamara's
be
a beast, dude.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer for sure, too.
Yeah,
I'm
especially
sure that
for
guy
them.
won a lot of people fantasy leagues.
Yeah,
Was that last week? Or it was Christmas? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he won a lot of people's in fantasy leagues, man.
yeah. No, Aaron Rodgers MVP. Suck it. You can't. There's no way. you
Yeah,
can-
he'll
he's
get
good
it.
at
no way.
football.
He'll get it.
This is his best season since 2011,
Yeah,
and
with,
that's the year we went to the Super Bowl and won.
Yeah, and with you guys having home field advantage, I guess it's gonna be tough for
Yeah.
anybody to go up there and win. So
I'm just gonna bandwagon the Chiefs, baby.
I'm really
I
hyped.
hear you on that, man.
Why?
Why?
Because I'm in Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's a Chiefs fan.
That's stupid.
Well, I'm not currently in Missouri. I
Should be a-
reside.
should be
Because
a
Pat
Rams fan.
Mahomes.
He's fantastic.
Not M-
No,
not
I will not.
MVP. Fantastic.
Wasn't he the MVP last year in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but that was last year.
Wasn't he like 2 years in a row?
I don't know if it
If,
was.
if
2 years
it's
in a row.
Chief Packer, well,
I think if it was 2 years in a row last year, or would it have been 2 years in a row if it was this year?
He was
No
the
say.
MVP 2 years ago, and then
Okay.
last year he was the Super Bowl MVP.
Oh.
Got it.
Then he
Bitch.
becomes, after that, he becomes the Ultra MVP.
I'm not
And
going
then
to
Master
truly,
MVP.
truly bandwagon Kansas City. The simple fact of the matter is I can't wear their colors. I think they're awful.
I'm a big fan of Washington football team.
Yeah.
They made the playoffs too, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
because
they
the
did.
Eagles threw.
Yeah.
They
Their
won
coach,
last night.
their coach put in their backup QB.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was nuts. I
that
stayed
was
up
nuts.
and watched that game, and yeah, I've never seen anything like that. It was crazy.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
for it to be
Like he just
So to be
100% just was
blatantly
like,
obvious.
this is happening.
Hey, man,
Because he didn't. Is Carson Wentz injured, or is he just
Jalen
like
Hurts is their
So
current
he was
starting QB.
playing bad, and then they put in Jalen Hurts,
who
that's
was
the guy
who's
from-
decent?
Yeah.
yeah, and he's a
Which
rookie.
sucks though because fucking Wentz was so good.
He used to be really.
I don't know
good,
what
yeah.
happened.
Yeah, I love Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
You know who's
no
never
idea
been
what
good? Mitchell Trubisky.
No, never.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he made the draft.
Oh man, and
happened.
then
I don't think we got a chance.
That's-
against
I feel like I
Oh,
could
no
play better
chance.
football than him.
I honestly don't mind starting
I
Nick
don't think
Foles
he's-
over him. To be honest,
It's close.
it's
yeah.
close. They're both equally kind of
Exactly.
bottom tier QBs.
Well, how dare you? Foles won a Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Mitch Trubisky hasn't proven shit to me other than he can throw like 3 interceptions a game.
Which is dope.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
The greatest stat of all
Yeah.
time for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only watched like the fourth quarter of that Packers game the other night.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers has thrown like 4 interceptions all season.
Yeah.
The dude's a
Rodgers is-
fucking
He's a
animal.
monster, man. There's
He's
no
very
way.
good at
He
football.
is. No, he's very
There's
good.
no way
There's no
around it.
denying it.
He's goat.
I
Fuck
can't
Tom
wait till
Brady.
he retires.
Okay, now that's where that opinion gets a little out of hand. Tom
No.
Brady is by definitely
No,
the
it's
best.
not even close.
Yes, he is, man.
It's not even close.
He has 6 rings, 5 or 6 now.
Kiss his son on the mouth for an extended period of
Oh,
time.
I'm not defending him as a person.
Yeah.
Never said I would do that.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's where it always gets interesting to me. I mean, it's kind of like the LeBron. We're on a super sports take now.
Oh,
But even
yeah.
like the basketball thing.
This is all post
pot.
This is all post credits.
Yeah, I know.
You know, we're fine.
Yeah,
we're
I mean, Jordan, I guess technically, right, because he's 6-0, you can make that argument, but it's like I don't think you can like watch the game and say that he's better than LeBron James. Similar to, I don't think
I
you
think
can watch football though and say Tom Brady's better than.
But I
Aaron
don't think
Rodgers.
you have a LeBron
I think
James
you
without a
can
Michael
now,
Jordan.
can't you?
Michael
Like,
Jordan changed the NBA.
Yeah, man, but
Michael Jordan is the fucking NBA.
it's
Yeah.
tough. Yeah, but it's because it's a different time though. It's like being a superstar. Then, as you saw, in
That's
that,
what I'm
in that
saying,
doc,
but
like, people would
he's like-
follow you to hotel. You know, it's just not really like that.
Yeah.
anymore. Where
I just think
LeBron
Michael
has that
Jackson.
Stardom.
Michael Jackson.
Jackson.
Whoa,
Uh-oh.
Michael Jackson had that too, though.
Yeah.
That was a-
Michael Jackson,
a
bad.
superstar.
Michael
he
Jordan.
also kissed kids on the mouth for an extended period of time.
I can't get out of this. I can't. I can't win.
All right, let's kick it off.
Oh my god.